A viewer has asked me whether it's difficult to represent someone that you know is guilty. Well, in just a moment, I'll answer that question. I have had a number of criminal cases in my career, and one of the first cases that I had involved a gentleman who was, quite truthfully, a rather loathsome individual, who was a pimp. Now, he claimed that he operated an escort service, but in truth, what he was a pimp. And he was arrested for promoting prostitution. And I was appointed to defend him. I worked for a plaintiff's firm at the time. I was not paid to defend this gentleman. I did so because it was my duty as an attorney. I was appointed by the court. It was an experience that I think was very helpful to me. I had at one point considered perhaps doing criminal law, but after that, I certainly decided against it. The thing about having somebody who you know is guilty is that the pressure is off. If you do the very best job that you can and you get the individual acquitted, then the fault of that lies with the police and the prosecutors. They did not do their job. As long as the lawyer doesn't cross any ethical lines, doesn't promote false evidence, doesn't allow the client to lie on the stand, takes care of all of those issues, then there's absolutely no reason to feel bad if the state doesn't prove its case. On the other hand, if you do the very best job that you can under the circumstances and your client is convicted, then at the very least you know that an injustice was not done. And you can sleep reasonably well at night knowing that you served your clients very well. You protected their rights under the Constitution, and that's all you really can do. You can't file a timely motion to change facts. Facts are sticky things, and once they stick to a criminal who has been arrested and brought before the bar of justice, well, you can't erase that. The jury hears what the jury hears. In that case, the prosecution put up several of the women who were employed by this gentleman, and they told graphic and horrible stories about working for him. And the jury was only out for 2 hours. And the only reason they were out for 2 hours instead of 1 hour is because the jury got the case at about 10:30 in the morning. They would have wrapped up at 11:30, but they had brought pizza in for the jury to eat. So they ate their pizza, and then when they were finished with the pizza, they came out with the verdict. And the verdict was guilty. He was convicted on all 5 counts, and the gentleman led a charmed life because due to some prison overcrowding, after spending about 90 days in the state prison, or the state diagnostic facility really, he was released to home confinement. As to whether or not he ever went back to his old line of work, I do not know, but I certainly hope not, because that's a loathsome business to be in. So that's the answer to the question about what you do when you represent somebody that you know is guilty. Would I ever cross an ethical line? Would I ever offer false testimony to get somebody out of that kind of a jam? No, because I'm an officer of the court and I'm held to a higher standard. And that standard means something to me. And it's not something that I am ever going to allow, at least as long as I have breath in this body. So, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I would really appreciate it if you would click on that like button. And if you would subscribe to my channel, I would like that very much. Thank you very much for watching, and have a terrific day.